Matt, Matt. This is Got a Georgia Outdoors, and we're wrapping up deer season, and we finally got our second buck tag. And as you can tell from the title, we're gonna be trying a few things to see what it is that gets a running deer to stop. If you've ever watched any hunting video, you've seen at some point when the hunter's about to take a shot, he'll make a sound to try to get that deer to stop. And I know it seems kind of cliche, but we all have our own variations of what we do personally to get that deer to stop. And in this video, you're gonna see me in the deer stand, a buck coming at full speed, and I was able, using my method, to get him to stop and able to get a shot off. But before we get into the video, I asked several of my buddies, if there's a deer running and you want to try to get him to stop, what sound you're gonna make. So here's what they said.
Stop! Hey! Yeah!
What you gonna do?
Nah! Hey!
Okay.
You! Woo!
Okay. I know it's kind of funny and pretty redneck, but we all have our own method, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So before we get into the video, leave a comment below what you do. Do you scream? Do you whistle? Do you make the old-fashioned meh sound? Whatever it may be, leave that comment below, and you'll be entered in for a chance to win a G2Geo hat. We'll have a few more left over. We'll send you one, but leave that comment below. But right now, we're going to get into the hunt. This hunt was a few weeks ago, and I had a rough hunting season between the hurricane, between the flood, just being busy with work. I killed me a buck early in the season, and I still hadn't got my second buck. So I wasn't really picky on what it was. I just wanted to kill me a good buck for some meat. And I'm in this field where I've hunted several times, and it wasn't long and a beagle came, or a few beagles, and were running deer past me, and kind of what I thought at the time was ruining my deer hunt.
We're sitting out in this really tall grassy field. There's plenty of pines, but they're just really small. And we got corn out here, got a camera, seen a few deer, but just not a whole lot. And we're not going to be too selective. We're going to get a deer. But right now, we're going to get a few things ready, the camera on the tripod, see if we can bag us a deer this afternoon. I don't know exactly what's going on, but there is a dog in the woods that is going absolutely crazy. And I'm going to be ready just in case that dog pushes a deer, kind of out of its bed and gets out in this field. That dog doesn't sound like a hunting dog. It sounds like a ankle biter, but we're gonna be ready either way, because deer, dogs don't mess them up too much. I've had dogs run deer by me, then just 30-40 minutes later have deer show up, so that's not the biggest concern. But I'm really just wanting to be ready just in case that dog does push a deer beside me. That's aggravating. Really aggravating. Couple beagles, ran a deer right in front of me, and I knew that was gonna happen, and my wife texted me, so I was checking the text, and a little doe come running by. Probably wouldn't have shot at it anyways, but man, that's aggravating. 3 beagles. Dog's still in the woods. Clearly ran deer past me. Do you get up and leave, or do you stick around? I don't know what to do here. I'm gonna ride this one out because I ain't got time to get back to the house, and we got a cold front coming in, and maybe the old buck was smart enough to just let the dogs run past him. I've heard people say that. I've never been much of a dog hunter, but who knows? Didn't work, but the daggum dogs fired back up again, back where that deer came across the field earlier, and are getting closer. So we're gonna go ahead and get the gun ready just in case one of these deer come across that same route that they did a minute ago. We're gonna go ahead and get the gun ready.
Matt, Matt. Matt, Matt.
All right. I don't know what's going to be on footage, but a big, nice buck came out. I don't know if I hit him or not. Man. I thought he hunched over, but I don't know. Dogs pushed him out. I'm gonna see if I can look at the footage real quick before I get over there and search for him. I'm not sure if I hit him. It did look like he kind of bunched up a little bit. We're gonna get down here before it gets too dark and see if we can find some blood, because it's gonna be kind of hard for me to pinpoint out here in this field where exactly he was when I shot. But man, I read that perfect. Those dogs were barking, so I got ready. Then all of a sudden the dogs kind of quit barking, like they got off the track, and I said, that buck probably pulled a slip on him. And sure enough, he comes running through this field, and I hit the old meh, meh, and on the second one he stopped completely, and I was able to, you know, look like about a 70-yard shot. We're gonna go over here to the road where he went in and see if I can find some blood before I go out there and try to just kind of randomly find it. I'm gonna see where he crossed this road at. Have a pretty good idea. All right, I don't have to look for blood because I see his white belly. This is going to be a shock. I do know he was a decent rack buck. How big he was, I don't know, but here we go. Let me get a light on. Apparently I made a pretty good shot on him. There he is. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That was such a disappointing hunt, but that's just how hunting is. It can change on a dime. And those beagles ran a doe past me, and then they left, and all of a sudden 15 minutes later I hear the beagles in the same place where that doe came from, and I'm like, they're gonna push another deer by me. So I got my gun ready, and sure enough, this buck comes running out. I give him the old-fashioned Matt, two of them. He stopped on a dime, took the shot. So that's deer hunting wrapped up in a nutshell. The highs, the lows, just when you think you're out, the Lord favors you and sends a beagle over there to send him your way. So
This is that buck. I had Silas with Jack's Creek's European mounts over in Cobbtown, A-Line area. Young guy, about 16. He does a good job on these European mounts. So if you're in the market for one, go check him out. But this is the buck that we killed. Obviously not a huge buck, but I was okay with that. And then we have, this one is the one we killed at the beginning of the year. This is the buck we call Elliot. So if you haven't seen that video, go check that one out. And these are just a few deer we've killed over the past couple of years, including turkeys. And I think every one of these is probably somewhere on the channel. So if you like watching hunting stuff and you want to see those, you can go find them on the channel somewhere. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had a good deer season. Ours was, we killed several deer, but just the big bucks for me wasn't there. My dad killed a good one. My brother killed a good one. I just wasn't in the cards for me this year to get a good one. But nonetheless, got plenty of meat. I got several deer in the freezer that I need to, several deer in the cooler that I need to process in the next couple of days. But I hope you had a good season. I hope if you would, hit that subscribe button, because we still got some duck hunting coming up. We got a lot of content, and then we're going to transition into turkey hunting and fishing. So we do it all here on the channel. Like I said, if you hit that subscribe button, until the next one, this has been the unofficial, no doubt incomplete guide to Georgia Outdoors.